Because of the pandemic, holidays and celebrations aren't unfolding this year as they usually do. Shelby Lisk heads up our Ontario hub that covers Indigenous issues, and she joins us now from Ottawa on how some will mark National Indigenous Peoples Day on Sunday. Before we talk about how people are celebrating National Indigenous Peoples Day, can you tell us about how the day came about?
Yeah, so the day was actually introduced in 1996, but under the name National Aboriginal Peoples Day. And and then in 2017, as many of us know, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau changed the name of the day to National Indigenous Peoples Day to reflect the way that most First Nations, Inuit, and Métis within Canada choose to identify.
Now, of course, we are in the midst of a pandemic. That's going to change the way that people are going to be celebrating. What are some ways people can celebrate this year?
So there are actually a lot of powwows and festivals and workshops that are happening online
Mhm.
on the day and on the weekend. But there's also lots of things that people can do just by themselves with their families. So some of the people that I interviewed are having feasts with their families. Some of them use it as a day to teach their children about their culture. But there's lots of things that non-Indigenous people can do as well, like learning the territory that you're on. You can download language apps and you can learn simple greetings of the Indigenous people who live around you. I would also challenge you to maybe try only consuming Indigenous media for the entire day. So your news and movies and TV shows. But most importantly, I think that it's really about celebrating, but also educating ourselves.
Now, you talked to several people about what Indigenous Peoples Day means to them. What did you find out?
So from talking to people, I found out that a lot of Indigenous people do see it as a celebratory day, but they're also really critical because of the continued oppression that Indigenous people face in our country. So one of the people I interviewed, she raised the question of what is Indigenous Peoples Day going to look like this year? With everything going on in Canada and the US, we're watching these states kill our people. And how is the government, going to be posting about Indigenous Peoples Day and their relationship with Indigenous people while not really making meaningful steps towards ending the genocide against Indigenous people within our country? So, also in relation to that, we had the conversation about really amplifying Afro-Indigenous voices on this day because they're voices that often get lost within our community. But during this moment, Afro-Indigenous people are really taking up the space that they deserve, and their voices are entering into the mainstream.
Now, in your story for TVO.org, you took an interesting approach. You didn't use any colonial place names for cities or communities your interviewees live in. What was the decision behind that?
Yeah, so I wrote short bios for each of the people that I interviewed. And as I was writing them, I was saying, this person lives in Ottawa. And I was thinking, I don't really connect with that, with the word Ottawa as an Indigenous person. And so I thought, what if instead we say, this person is living on unceded Algonquin territory? And then people who are reading that, it puts this responsibility onto them to go and to research, where are those lands? What lands do they live on? And I think it really just, I'm hoping it will create an opportunity for people to just learn more. And I learned a lot, and so did the people who I was interviewing. We had to figure these things out together, which was fun.
Now, of course, being our Ontario Hub journalist that covers Indigenous issues, I feel like I have to ask you, how will you be celebrating the day?
So today is actually my birthday. So
Happy birthday.
So it's my birthday and it's Indigenous Peoples Day. So I keep joking with my partner that he has like a ton of reasons to celebrate me this weekend. But it also happens to be Father's Day this year. So I think that we're actually going to drive home and I'm going to surprise my dad and social distance visit with them. But a lot of the things that I was mentioning, amplifying Indigenous voices and consuming Indigenous media, those are things that I do every day. It's kind of a part of my job, but
Mhm.
I think I will also, make an effort to go online and probably support some Indigenous artists by buying some of their work.
Shelby, happy birthday. And thank you so much for coming on the show. And of course, highlighting some very important stuff for us. That's Shelby Lisk. She heads up our Ontario hub that covers Indigenous issues. Thanks again.
Thank you.
The Agenda with Steve Paikin is brought to you by the Chartered Professional Accountants of Ontario. CPA Ontario is a regulator, an educator, a thought leader, and an advocate. We protect the public. We advance our profession. We guide our CPAs. We are CPA Ontario. And by viewers like you. Thank you.